Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Get the Clip. Alright, what's the nerd?
Hey, it's been a while, but we're glad to see you're back. To not waste any time, I'm your host Tyrell, and let's kick it to the news. Up first, let's get a little spooky as Disney releases a new adaptation of an older movie, Haunted Mansion. The story follows a single mother named Gabby and her son as they purchase an oddly affordable mansion in New Orleans, only to discover it's haunted by ghosts who wish to do them harm. This causes Gabby to seek a priest to help exorcise the spirit, who in turn hires a ragtag group in order to save the day. The film will star big names like Rosario Dawson, Owen Wilson, Danny DeVito, and Jamie Lee Curtis, among others. The film is also slightly based on the Disneyland attraction of the same name. It will release later this year on July 28th. Lastly, one of the most iconic comic book characters is taking another swing at the box office, as Hellboy is looking to get another film in the following years. If you remember, Hellboy already had a fairly recent reboot back in 2019, with the right hand of Doom being played by David Harbour. The only problem is the movie wasn't received all that well, only making $55 million off its $50 million budget. Playing the new Hellboy will be Jack Casey, and the story will see a younger Hellboy and a rookie BPRD member take on a coven of witches led by a familiar demon, the Crooked Man, set in the 1950s Appalachian Mountains. This will be a story adapted directly from Hellboy's creator Mike Mignola, who is also a writer for the movie. Will this new movie become as iconic as the Guillermo del Toro's 2003 film starring Ron Perlman? We'll just have to see when it releases. That's all the time we have left for news, but stick around for Where It All Began with Jessica, Anime Stitch of Olivia, and Get the Clip with Joe. Take it away.
Hello everybody, I am your host Jessica Dobbs, and welcome to Where It All Began. Are you guys ready? Here at Where It All Began, I get to deep dive into a celebrity's life and learn how they get their dream jobs. Singers become actors, and actors become singers. They want to make their careers expand to new horizons. Make sure you comment below on what you guys want me to talk about in future episodes. Today, I'll be talking about the singer that broke many barriers to become who she is today. The Queen, Melissa Vivian Jefferson, also known to her fans as Lizzo. Melissa Vivian Jefferson was born on April 27, 1988 in Detroit, Michigan. Her singer name is Lizzo, which is a variation of her childhood nickname Lissa, short for Melissa. Lizzo is classically trained on the flute and has recently started using the talent on her performances for her tour. Lizzo's first album, Lizzo Bangers, was released on October 15, 2013, featuring Batches and Cookies, Faded, and Bus Passes and Happy Meals. After her album was released, she immediately started working on new music and released her second album, Coconut Oil, with their single, Good as Hell. After inspiring an internet meme on TikTok and being featured in 2019's Netflix film, Someone Great, Lizzo's 2017 single, Truth Hurts, began to gain popularity and was added to the deluxe version of 'Cause I Love You. The single became a viral sleeper hit and in turn increased interest for 'Cause I Love You, which remained in the top 10 of Billboard 200 for several months.
First concert I ever attended was my own imaginary concert in my head. I was the headliner, and I was the opening act, and I was the DJ, and the backup singer.
Lizzo has many new projects coming soon to the music world. On March 23, 2022, Lizzo announced the single About Damn Time was supposed to be released on April 14th. After the song's release, Lizzo revealed the title for her fourth album, Special, and announced a release date on July 15th.
Hype song is all the single ladies, all the single ladies, all the single ladies. Now put your hands up.
Come on. Yeah.
Actually, I'm lying. It's the whole Beyonce discography.
Thank you guys for joining me here on Where It All Began. Don't forget to comment below on who you guys want me to do in the future. I am your host, Jessica Dobbs, and I will see you guys next week.
Hello one and all, and welcome to Anime Stitch. I'm your host, Olivia Williams, here to talk about anything anime, from the classics to the brand new, and anywhere in between. And since I've been talking a lot about different animes, I decided to talk about good animes that I think are good starting points for those who want to get into anime. Let's begin. First anime I wanted to talk about is one that I've mentioned before, and it's Skate the Infinity. Now, Skate the Infinity is all about an underground skateboarding racing circuit in an abandoned mine known as S. And this is where you meet Reki, a high schooler who loves racing at S, and a foreign exchange student from Canada named Longa, who's never skateboarded in his life but really wants to learn how. And this is about their journey on learning how to skateboard and how to get better at skateboarding, as well as getting to know the dark backstory of how S got started. Next, we have the case study of Vanitas. This is where you meet Noe, a vampire who was sent by his master to find and research the Book of the Blue Moon. While traveling to Paris to find it, he encounters Vanitas, the current holder of the Book of the Blue Moon, who calls himself the Vampire Doctor, who is set out to help sick vampires who have lost their names using the book. The next anime I wanted to talk about is Haikyuu, a high school volleyball anime about Hinata, who found the love for volleyball after watching Karasuno High School on TV playing national championships. After joining the volleyball club in his junior high and finding out he was the only member there, he spent the next 2 years in junior high getting people to help him practice. And he finally entered his first volleyball tournament and got completely wiped by the other team. And good news, he gets accepted in Karasuno High School and into the volleyball team. And this anime is about his journey with his team throughout the entire season. The last one I wanted to talk about is Sword Art Online. This anime is about a world set in 2022 and a new game set in a virtual reality that can trigger people's senses that the headset is released, called Sword Art Online. On November 6th, the game was released, and 10,000 people joined the game, including the main character, Kirito. Everything in the game was going well until all 10,000 characters could not log out of the game. And then the game developer appeared, telling them that they could not leave unless they beat 100 floors of a castle located in the world. The catch is, if the player dies in the game, they die in real life. That's all I have for you for this week on Anime Stitch. I hope one of these animes caught your attention and maybe you'll give it a try. But I'm your host, Olivia Williams. Goodbye!
Ever since the creation of the film industry, movies have been using these effects. All effects, both digital and practical, are handcrafted by artists, engineers, and film magicians. These effects, along with many other aspects, are what set the film industry apart from any other form of entertainment. Hi, my name's Joe, and throughout this season of Nerd Central, I'll be explaining and taking a deep dive into special effects as I try to recreate them myself. Welcome to Get the Clip. Forced perspective is one of the oldest tricks in the book. With careful placement of elements in a scene, filmmakers and photographers can play with scale. Building models with particular scenes in mind, directors are able to create realistic worlds with a fraction of the budget. Examples include Close Encounters of the Third Kind and James Bond. We can also use forced perspective to scale up or down actors in scenes, such as in Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind,
No one ever looks at me.
and Lord of the Rings, The Hobbit. With this classic practical effect, we can use models and miniatures to create a scene that is massive, but actually tiny, or take a character and change their size, all while maintaining the same lighting as their surroundings and realism that practical effects offer. But how is this achieved? Let's take a look. In forced perspective, the key to pulling off this effect well is effective use of distance. Using distance and careful planning, we can change the scale rather than the distance from the camera with our subject. Looking at forced perspective in this scene of The Hobbit, director Peter Jackson and visual effects supervisor Jim Riegel achieved the effect by using two separate tables with one scale down. This, paired with the use of distance of our two subjects, creates small Martin Freeman, while compared to Ian McKellen and their surroundings. Now with all that out of the way, let's go get the clip. All right, so today we've got Tyrell and we got Porter on camera. Say hi, Porter.
Hello.
So today, Tyrell, we are going to be using force perspective to make this truck break down. Are you ready?
I'm gonna get the clip.
All right. So, Tyrell, we're gonna be setting up right here. So, we need that music stand from Porter's car.
Vroom.
All right, so ready? I printed out this gravel paper. I'm gonna tape it to the stand. All right, let me see the truck. Boom, truck. Guys, I need dirt. Tiny rock. Tiny rock. Tiny rock for content. No! Why?
Oh. It's okay.
Thank you guys all for tuning in. I think it looks amazing. Thank you, Tyrell, for coming in and acting for us.
Yes,
Thank you.
do that sometimes.
Good job. Thank you, Porter, for coming in and helping. And see you guys next time where we talk about motion tracking. Bye. Thank you.
You know, Brianna, what if this is all just one big like simulation? Like we're not even real?
That's ridiculous. Like what? Would there just be a sudden commercial that just pops up randomly?
I mean, yeah, I guess you're right.
Unlike other organizations on and around campus, here, the students do it all.
KNWT is a student-run and student-produced television station.
To support this content, you can go to our YouTube channel at KNWT Channel 8.
And watch the latest shows or even enjoy blasts from the past.
Hey, have you been? Oh, nothing much. Yeah, I'd love to chat soon. I've just been really busy recently. Yeah, I could probably squeeze you in. Let me check. Let's see. How about Wednesday at 6? Alright, sounds good. See you then.
Okay, I definitely just blinked for like 30 seconds there. Something's going on.
You're just imagining things. How about you watch Rumor Has It with me and Libby, followed by the Nerd Review with Caleb?
I mean, okay. Wait, watch what?
There's trouble in paradise this week on Rumor Has It. Hollywood's favorite emo couple, Machine Gun Kelly and Megan Fox, are apparently making some last-ditch efforts in order to save their relationship.
Now, we all know that MGK and Megan's relationship has never been perfect, and no relationship is. However, an anonymous Hollywood insider has reported that the climax of the issue occurred when Megan Fox found texts and DMs on MGK's phone to his bandmate Sophie Lloyd after Megan accused him of suspicious behavior.
Although they're broken up, their engagement has not been called off. However, Megan did remove her engagement ring, which is something that I want to point out because there was a whole controversy about this ring in the first place. Apparently, this ring had thorns on it that would cut her if she tried to take it off.
I think that's a little crazy in my point. I mean, like, I get like the whole ring thing because wasn't it like her birthstone and his birthstone?
Yeah, and they were like intertwined.
Yeah, they're intertwined because like, was it their soulmates and like, you know, all that stuff.
The gesture itself is sweet.
Yeah, I like the thought process behind it, but if you take it off and it's supposed to hurt you, I mean, I get the internal love, but like, that's a little
much. I feel bad about the fact that they've kind of had some issues.
Yeah, there's been like just a lot of, I feel like people are like, oh, you know, MGK used to be a big partier, like, you know, did, I don't know, just a bunch of crazy different things. And so like, I feel like some people are like bringing up the past to make like some type of more controversy.
Yeah. I know Megan, she actually has denied all forms of cheating. She said that there was no third-party involvement from Sophie. So she's already cleared that rumor out of the way.
I did see that.
And she also said that like Machine Gun Kelly is like innocent.
You seem madly in love, and like you said, like they're going to counseling every single day, not once a week.
Every single day. Honestly, sounds a little overkill.
But like if you want it to work,
they're devoted. And I'm about that.
Well, it's like if you want it to work, like you'll find a way to work it. My first concern really about this whole relationship is that she was married to Brian Austin Green, and then like right after they got divorced, immediately they started dating. So people were kind of speculating that they were already like together.
Already together, doing like a little cheating thing.
Yeah, doing like a little cheating thing. I don't really think that Megan would, just how she presents herself and like talks about, you know, the relationship. But it also kind of makes you wonder, like she jumped in very, very fast, and then they like moved in together, then they got engaged super fast. So I'm just like wondering if it's too soon. But then like if they're wanting it to work, I mean, they'll find a way. Moral of the story is if you love someone, you'll do anything to make it work.
That is all we have for you on this week's episode of Rumor Has It. Be sure to like, subscribe, and comment below on any celebrity gossip you want to see covered here on Rumor Has It.
I'm Bree.
I'm Libby. See you
next week.
Hello and welcome to the Nerd Review, the show where I review anything and everything that is pop culture. Today I would like to tell y'all about one of the most cynical, horrible, and best depressing shows ever to exist, which is Moral Orel. Moral Orel was an Adult Swim show in the style of claymation focusing on religion, messages, and how Orel navigates life in the Protestant town of Moralton. The whole show is reminiscent of Davy and Goliath, a show about a boy and his dog that talk about religion. But in Moral Orel, it's more about how a kid hears a message, takes it in the wrong context, and trouble ensues. This is a little side note. While trying to make this video, it was hard to find footage that I could use, due to the fact that lots of images and scenery were pretty much a bit above the recommended amount that I was allowed to use, so sorry. But this whole show is amazing, mostly due to the fact that it's good at telling a story underneath the surface. To give you a brief summary, it deals with Orel's abusive father and his mother fighting all the time, having affairs, and even questioning what's morally right and wrong, with Orel having to please his father, his friends, and everybody in town, while also fearing them.
Am I okay? You shoot one thing this whole trip? Count 'em, one thing! And it's 2 of my last bottles of liquor!
Sorry, Dad, it was an accident!
There are no accidents! You've done nothing but whine like a lady in a flowery sissy skirt and attractive high heels about my drinking since we got here!
It's because you become a bad person when you drink!
Shows like this were rare back in the early 2000s, but without Moral Orel, shows like BoJack Horseman and Daria and F is for Family, for some reason, wouldn't even exist today without its influences. Overall, I give this show a 10 out of 10. Not because I'm biased, but mostly because it was that good of a show. I'd recommend it. That's all for now. Bye.
What is going on? Is any of this real? Is this wall real? What is this?
You're starting to believe. Come with me to discover your destiny.
What about the new segment of What's the Nerd?
Fine. After that, then.
KNWT for Hire is all about sharing a story, a message, and connecting the community. We cover a multitude of events, both within the university and Maryville. We roll in, we set up, and we capture. We're here to offer an experience, not only for those present, but for all.
This week on Channel 8 News, we look at Northwest's new president, the MIAA basketball tournament, and more.
For the stories that matter to you, watch 2 episodes of Channel 8 News at 9 a.m. every Monday on our YouTube page at KNWT TV.
Welcome back, everyone, to another What's the Nerd. Coming back from the first episode is a reformed radio man, getter of the clip, and a resident jinxter, Joe Jinx. Say hi, Joe.
Hi.
How you doing, man?
I'm doing great.
There's a lot of lights, a lot of cameras, and a lot of porter and
There is.
desk. There's a lot of desk.
Blinding lights. Ooh, I'm blinded by them. I love the weekend. And we're about to head into a weekend, a long weekend too.
Oh, that's a good segue.
Yeah.
Hi, guys.
Yeah, they have a really good PR team. So, working on Nerd Central, what's that been like?
Working on Nerd Central has been an amazing experience. It was a lot different because I shadowed amazing things, and what was the other one? It was Riley's show last semester.
That was
It Takes All Kinds. There we go. I shadowed those two shows last semester, and it was a lot of like, I'm just the audio guy, and now I'm here doing everything. And especially with the pack that I have this semester, I love it. I love getting my hand to learn all of the different things. Like Will just taught me how to change a light bulb earlier because everything was breaking before this. So it's been a lot of fun.
And I'm happy to have you now. Yeah, you learn so much in this major, even in just this class. It is really fun. It is really fun, and it's like probably the most fun career you can have. At least one of them.
I'd say it is. I've explained to other people that this major is push big button, thing go whir, and you just watch the magic happen. And I absolutely love that.
Rather be doing all this roasting on all these blinding lights than sitting behind a cubicle.
It is true. I am definitely a behind the camera person more than I am in front of it, but we're here.
Exactly. So speaking of that pack, what is Get the Clip like?
So Get the Clip comes from watching a whole bunch of different movies and also realizing that I love this major because there are so many different things to learn, and I just wanted to have a pack that would give me something where I can learn something new each week and dive deep into a topic and just get my feet wet in it and try it out and see if it works or not. So far it's been hit or miss on like if I actually felt like confident about the clip, but you know, it's one of those things where you have to fake it till you make it. So, but basically I love learning new things, and I wanted to have a pack idea that would let me do that with all the camera equipment that we have, because we have just so much we have just so much in our equipment checkout that I just wanted to get my hands with all of them. Especially like the 360 cam.
Oh yeah.
With the bullet time episode, oh my God. Swinging that thing around was probably one of the scariest experiences because I have $300 on the end of a string, and if I hit anything with it, I'm dead.
Yeah.
Because that's like my yearly wage.
Exactly. It's 2 months of work here. But you said that like, you know, you're not like too happy with all the clips, but I frankly have loved each and every one of them. I think they're so fun. And like, you know, like movies, they get months to do all that, and they get budgets of millions of dollars. You have a budget of zero, almost, and you do it like every week. Like that is impressive. And speaking of these clips, which has been your favorite so far to make?
Honestly, if you ask me that every week, I would probably say like the most recent one. Like we just went out today and shot the Dolly Zoom episode that's gonna be coming out with this episode that everybody's just seen. And I think that one's my favorite one to shoot. But if you ask me next week, what's your favorite one to shoot? It would probably be that episode. Just because I love improving, and I'd probably say the most fun one to shoot was probably the bullet time effect. For reasons that I can just send you on Snapchat.
Please do.
Oh my gosh.
You know,
it's traumatic. Traumatic times.
The stuff you show going up to the clip is always the funniest stuff ever.
Oh my God.
But, and we were talking about this earlier, so you have a vlog that you sort of look at to get like inspiration, like how you say that like they're kind of similar to what you do now?
So what happened was that it was actually today that I found this too, and we started talking about it. I found a blog of a digital cinematographer. His name is Neil Oseman. You can look him up. He did the cinematography for The Little Mermaid and a few other movies that I haven't seen, but now I'm interested in. And he has a whole bunch of like behind the scenes of like what to do about lighting and
a whole bunch of different that stuff. And it's not that I'm like obsessed with him as of right now, but I love looking out to like new sources. And he seems to be one that really has a grasp on not only what he's doing, but also how to explain it in a way that makes sense. Just stuff like that. I love looking at like what people say online to like learn new things. That's why the internet is like one of the best things ever made, because you could just share so much information with each other. It's like World War II, but with smart. That was the best way I could have phrased that.
It truly was. And with that, folks, that'll be another episode of Nerd Central. Remember to like and subscribe, and always remember, we could have left Afghanistan 10 years ago, but the military-industrial complex requires money and sacrifice. Have a good night. Say hi, Jinx.
Hello, everybody. Hi.
He's like I did there, hi, Jinx. Because you and me, we're silly little spirits. If we were in a pond, we'd be the goose of that pond, because we are quite the silly geese.
You're dead.